Well, good evening, and just to wrap up the City Council meeting for the City of Grand Rapids for Monday, July 24th, 2017. The work session this afternoon was actually a split work session in that we spent part of our time down at the old Blandon Beach looking at the beach house. We have closed that beach house because of the state of condition that it's in, and we were looking at it and what we wanted to do from a long-term standpoint. So we have some money in there to demo that building and put up just toilets with a maintenance area in between or a service area in between, and then do some type of a pavilion down there for functions for city residents or other residents that would be using Blandon Beach. So we will let you know more on that as we continue down that path, but as of right now, that beach house is not serviceable, nor is it in use. At the regular council meeting this evening, it was a short council meeting, but we touched more on consent agenda items than anything. In fact, we only had one item outside of consent that was on the regular agenda. But just a couple of the highlights. We entered into agreement with Constellation Energy for natural gas at the IRA Civic Center. That's a cost-cutting measure. It's we won't know until this winter when we go through a full season to see just exactly how much it will be, but we're anticipating that there will be some nice savings to the city there through this new energy agreement with Constellation. We accepted and got some money for National Night Out for the police department. So all of those that had donated to the National Night Out, thank you. And that's coming up, and I would encourage people to keep that on their calendar when it's posted and we know more about it, that you'd come out for National Night Out. Bring your kids and stuff out. It's a great opportunity to intermingle and see what differing departments from a safety standpoint and stuff do in the city of Grand Rapids and around the area. We also had a donation from Cherryberry. They gave $55 gift cards out to the police department to give out to kids that they see doing something good or positive in the city. So if you're doing and you're young out there and you're doing something that's positive and a patrol officer stops you, you might be one of the fortunate ones that will get a $5 Cherryberry gift certificate. We updated the city's municipal code allowing ATVs in a larger portion of Grand Rapids. We constricted down our central business district where we had prohibited ATVs in the past, and we brought that in some so that we can get more access to more businesses in the downtown area. So that was finalized this evening. And then we approved street lighting improvements for 3 different areas on Highway 169 as you're going towards Coleraine, from 10th to 13th out by Burgraff's Ace Hardware, and then on the west end of town from Forest Lake to 8th. Some of the lights there, we've had lights, but they're in bad shape from the standpoint of rusting and stuff. The snow and stuff from the highway gets pushed up on them over the course of time. That metal has a tendency to fatigue and rust out, so we're replacing them. And then trying to think where the third part was. I can't quite remember that right now, but a third area as well that they were doing some lighting improvements. We awarded the contract for the taxi lane construction project out at the airport. And the admin one that we had, we've been working over the past to come up with residential rental licensing and inspection kind of a code or ordinance in the city of Grand Rapids. And that's been on the docket, and we've talked about it for quite some time. And we have finally got around. We had hoped to have that done in June, but it's now officially approved in July with the members that are on that task force. They'll work about 3 months, and hopefully October or the first part of November, they will come back to us with recommendations on what we can do from that standpoint. And just to going over, Lori DeShano, Steve Loney, Barb Sanderson, Dwayne Schwa, Pat Schwartz, Diane Larson, Roseanne Casey, and Rick Blake representing the council make up that committee. So if you have some issues out there that are pending or you have some concerns on as we are working through this rental stuff, please get a hold of them, and you can get a hold of them. If you don't know their numbers, you can call 326-7600, which is City Hall, and you can talk to city staff, and they can forward you through to one of those folks in that area. We had a public hearing this evening a very quick public hearing to refinance some of the debt from the Grand Itasca Hospital and Clinic. Under the Fairview umbrella and alliance that the hospital entered into, there was an opportunity to not only restructure their debt from the building of the hospital just over 10 years ago to restructuring some of the debt that Fairview had down in the Twin Cities area, Minneapolis, St. Paul. So we took advantage of that, and it is allowing Fairview and Grand Itasca to restructure their long-term debt that was out there under the HUD payments that they were doing, and to save substantially on interest payments that Grand Itasca continues to pay on that facility. So that was a good thing. The city is not on the hook for anything here. We just serve as the conduit that allows that to be done from a refinance standpoint. So with that, we have 3 weeks between meetings, so we look forward to, I believe the next meeting would be August 14th. Get out and enjoy your time. For those of you that were driving on Pecagma Avenue South, you probably noticed that Culver's is opened, and there was a large crowd there when I went by this afternoon. Please be careful in that area as you're driving, because there may be people walking or trying to cut across the street. Have a little patience there, as with any opening or remodel of businesses. They seem to have a huge influx of traffic when you go through there. And I just wanted to finish off with a safety camp. On August 9th, from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., there's going to be a safety camp put on in the city of Grand Rapids. It's going to be conducted and hosted by the Grand Rapids Police Department, the Fire Department, the Itasca County Sheriff's Office, Army Corps of Engineers, Public Utilities, Meds One Ambulance Services, and the Department of Natural Resource. And it's an opportunity for young kids. It's a one-day camp, so if you've got kids out there in the age from 8 to 14, the camp check-in will begin at 9 a.m. at the IRA Civic Center. The participants will be split up into groups, and they'll rotate through those different areas that we talked about, and it's an opportunity to hear and see different safety aspects and what they do. And the hope is that we get expanded and better awareness with young folks in that age group from 8 to 14 on what's happening. And lunch will be provided for them at no cost to the participants and the volunteers. And the good things out there, young guys and gals, is that there are going to be a considerable amount of prizes giving away. So go there, learn something about safety, and still have an opportunity to win a prize. What more could you ask for on a nice day in August? And if you're looking for registration forms, they can be located by visiting the City of Grand Rapids Min Police Facebook or the Itasca County Sheriff's Facebook. And the forms can be printed and completed and turned in at the Grand Rapids Police Department. So please take an opportunity if you've got kids out there and they got a free day. Get them a meal, get them a chance at a prize, and bring up their safety awareness in those areas at the IRA Civic Center for a program put on by those organizations. Take care and have a nice evening.